Welcome back to another game of Dead by Daylight. Today we're playing with the one good guy that survivors are guaranteed to find exhausting. As always, if you know the perks and want to jump right into the gameplay, feel free. Timestamps are below. Chucky from the Child's Play series is a very unique killer in a few aspects, the most obvious of which is that he plays in third person. He also is very short and hard to see, but survivors will be able to see his footprints behind him, even through thin walls. Chucky has two powers, the first of which, called hidey-ho mode, removes his terror radius and makes his footprints appear map-wide to let him sneak up on survivors. The latter, which can only be used during his hidey-ho mode, lets him charge in a straight line and even vault under pallets while doing so. The downside of Chucky is that he's a 110 killer, meaning he moves 5% slower than the average killer. His charge is also very predictable, and very vulnerable to exhaustion perks, particularly Dead Hard. Dead Hard is a survivor perk that lets the survivor absorb an attack, but can't be used when exhausted, and gives them the exhaustion status effect for a brief amount of time afterwards. This status effect does not go away while the survivor is running, meaning if you're in a chase with the survivor, they'll stay exhausted. Most other exhaustion perks will give you a speed boost, but all have the same exhaustion restrictions. The aim of this build is to remove our weakness to these perks by making survivors perpetually exhausted with the new perk, Languid Touch. Languid Touch exhausts survivors whenever they disturb a crow near you. Crows are all over the map, and get scared off when players move near them. Astute killers should always be on the lookout for crows taking off or landing, as it gives valuable information on survivors who may be hiding nearby. Because these crows are basically everywhere, and because Languid Touch has such a short cooldown, simply by running this perk and zoning survivors towards crows, we can avoid most of these strong exhaustion perks. We're supporting Languid Touch with the perk Spies from the Shadows. Spies is an old common perk that's also very underused. Disturbed crows nearby you will create loud noise notifications. This simple perk, on its own, is a passable info perk. Combined with Languid Touch, however, it's a solid way to make sure that the survivor that triggered Languid Touch is the same survivor that you're chasing. Because Chucky moves so slow, it's important that we get some slowdown on him too. Our final two perks are Scourge Hook perks. Pain Resonance damages the generator with the most progress the first time each survivor is hooked on a white hook. And Gift of Pain slows the rate that a survivor hooked on a white hook is healed, and when fully healed, they'll gain a generator repair speed debuff until they become re-injured. We'll need the get downs to use our slowdown, but it shouldn't be a problem with how strong Chucky is in chase against exhausted, vulnerable survivors. Our add-ons are simple, but effective. The Good Guy box lets us use our charge attack more frequently whenever we hit with it, but the real star is the Rat Poison add-on, which reveals nearby survivor auras every time we use Slice and Dice. This is Chucky's strongest add-on, and one of the strongest green tier add-ons in the game, and being so common, it's easy to throw it on almost every Chucky build. Here comes the match, but stick around afterwards. We'll be doing a brief look at the survivor loadouts and discussing just how helpful Languid Touch was. Okay, Bad Ham Preschool. A fun fact about this map is, I believe it was designed by an actual preschooler. Okay, so this is a huge map with a lot of safe buildings on it. I'm going to work my way around the edge here and see if I can figure out where the survivors spawned. Chucky's pretty slow, so I got to be a little careful here where I'm going. I think I hear somebody. Hold on. Ooh, Spies from the Shadows. Coming in clutch here. I'll pop that door so I don't have to worry about it later. Let's see. Gap, I'm too big to fit through. Not sure exactly where they went. Saw scratch marks for a minute. Well, hold on, I hear someone on this gen at least. Hi.
You're mine.
Pop that. And Man, this event is so nice for killers. She's just gonna run here. Okay, that looked like live. Ooh, I can't believe I missed that. Okay, so I don't believe she was exhausted there. And I think that was alive. So let's keep an eye out. Let's try to count how many times these survivors are actually able to use exhaustion perks as this game goes on. Luckily for me, she's in kind of a bad area right here. So she's easy to down. I'll take her over to this Scourge hook. Unfortunately, couldn't hook her before that last gen popped, but it shouldn't matter. Let's head back to the gen that was being worked on. And you know what? I'm going to check this one too. Using my hidey hole, of course, to hide my tear radius. Hopefully I can sneak up on him. Ooh, yes. Look at that hit. Break that. And okay, I see her aura, thanks to my rat poison. And looks like Spies from the Shadows is working too. So we know she's exhausted. Got a little mind game here. Get her to mess up just enough to get a hit in. And there's someone below us too that we can see thanks to the rat poison. I do want to go for her. Let's see if we can hook her real quick with the event power. And okay, that did put her on the basement hook below us. Okay, is the other survivor going for the immediate unhook? You know what? I don't see any blood down here. Or scratch marks. Yeah, let's just head back up. I like the... Ooh, wow, I wasn't expecting her to be right there. I like to use my hidey ho power. Just to throw the survivors off a little bit. I should perhaps be using it a little bit more to get hits in. But it's not always necessary. And you're going for the unhook while injured. Not the best call. Yeah, I didn't think I could quite curve that one there. Let's just head back down and pick up.
That's kinda not fair, don't you think?
Okay, I'm not going to break that door behind me. Generally speaking, you don't want to break the doors in this building if you have a way of hooking otherwise. It makes it just a little too easy for survivors to get in and out. Let's check those two gens that's in progress. They're working on this one here. It's a bit too early with my slice and dice, but it was very useful to see the auras. Oh, and you know what? That was a door, not a window she just went through. She set up a couple of crows and she's exhausted. This should be a hit. Yeah, no problem there. Let me break that. Pick her up. I can't remember if I've hooked on a Scourge hook yet, so I'm just going to throw up on this one that's a little bit farther away. Oh, and you know what? Even if she doesn't get pain res, she does still get the pain. Okay, my gut instinct is to keep an eye on this generator over here. We got kind of lucky. You know what? I thought I heard somebody in here. Oh, there's two in here. Okay, they were healing, I see. This should be an easy down on her right here. Not really sure where she was trying to run to, but we could take advantage of that. I think I can get to this hook. Yeah, it shouldn't be no problem. That was a good Scourge hook right there. She goes for the trade. I'll wait a second just to make sure she doesn't body block. and get a couple extra points with my power. I'm gonna let her run off. I don't feel any of the sweat right now.
Come here.
Especially with another Scourge Hook popping.
Wait. Ooh, sorry. Scratch that.
I will say this event has made me a little spoiled with the remote hook. When I switch back to non-event servers, it's going to take a little bit of readjusting. And she is zoned out here, nowhere that she can go. Yeah, this hook is in a really bad spot for survivors. Your best bet is probably to wait until I'm a little bit further from the hook before unhooking there. That being said, she's on death hook, so I don't want to hook her on that Scourge Hook in the corner. See if we can sneak up. We are chasing some scratch marks here. There you are. One thing you'll notice as I play games like this, when I feel like I'm in a good position, I tend to overuse the killer powers a little bit. See, I play a big variety of killers, and to get better at each individual killer, I make sure I use their powers as much as possible, just to get the practice in. In a more competitive setting, I probably won't do that, but on a game like this, when there's somebody dead, and we only have, what, they only got 2 gens done? Things aren't close enough that I have to worry too much about it. Like right now, I'm going to prioritize going for this uninjured girl, just to get a little bit of a longer chase in. Well, so much for a longer chase. Okay, now I think it's okay to get rid of this hook in the corner. Let's see, yeah, so that will toss her right on it. What's that sound? Is there a survivor hiding nearby, or is that the hooked girl? Hear that? Maybe it was the hooked girl? That's weird. This game gets some really weird bugs sometimes. And here's Salem. Down for the count.
Let's get you up.
Yeah, see, like right there? Oh, wait a minute. That was a crow back there. Spies from the shadows putting in a little work. I believe there's no way for these crows to fly off without having another player around. So I'm 99% sure there's a survivor hiding over here somewhere. Let's see if we can get another proc of Spies from the Shadows. Oh, first let's close the hatch. She might have jumped right on that doorway there. She might be trying to go the long way. She's not there yet. Let's see if we can see an aura here with our rat poison. And no such luck. We do know that someone's in this area. And there we go, spies showing us where they are. This is basically the advantage here of spies. It's good when you know roughly where the survivor is and they're nearby, but it's just not very good at finding survivors who are far away from you or very, very close. And this girl runs so weird. Let's see if we can cut her off. Come on. What are you doing running away from a little doll? the locker juke. Nice. Let's pick her up. Ooh, and you know what? There's no remote hook because it's the end game. Can we get her to a hook in time? I think I can just barely get to this one here. This is what I'm saying, man. You can't let yourself get too spoiled.
Got something for you, pisshead.
Alright, so let's see what perks they brought in. Let's see how many exhaustion perks there were. Look at that. All 4 of them had them. And we only saw the one at the beginning of the game, I believe. So here's the loadouts of the survivors in our previous game. There were 3 Lithes and 1 Balanced Landing. Lithe gives a speed burst when vaulting a window or pallet, and Balanced Landing gives a speed burst when landing from a high height. Despite all the windows and pallets vaulted, I only counted 1 exhaustion perk activation, which was at the beginning of the match. And upon rewatching the footage, I noticed that Languid Touch didn't proc on that survivor because we chased her through a building that had previously had all the crows in it disturbed. Despite all the windows vaulted, and the couple of times survivors jumped off of high buildings or to the bottom of the main building, Languid Touch successfully suppressed almost every activation of their exhaustion perks. I spent a couple of minutes after the match chatting with the survivors, and they confirmed this by telling me how frequently they were exhausted when they needed their perks. Now, is Languid Touch a broken perk that will auto-win all your games? No, but it will certainly help most of the time. The catch is that without Spies from the Shadows, it'll be tough for you to notice if the perk is activated, combined with the fact that the effects you get are very subtle, so it won't always feel like a satisfying perk. Personally, I recommend players, especially those in higher MMR brackets where exhaustion perks are common, give the perk a shot and see for themselves how useful it is. Either way, let me know your feelings on the perk in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel to help me out. And until next time.